we've been talking like for half an hour now. I would like to hear what concepts you could say, I'm going to use that, I'm going to remember that. Let's start at the top. Or who wants to start? Just 1, 2, or 3, you know. Something that you can say, that was interesting, I'm going to use that, I'm going to apply that. Please. What's your name?
Maria.
Maria?
Problem.
So you're going to try to apply that,
Yes.
standing outside of situations.
Situation and think and see.
See what you choose, to realize that you have choices. You don't have to just react.
React.
You don't have to react. You can
Actually,
act.
If I can just interject here and connect to something we did this morning with this guy, I really do.
Because as we said, you're not yourself. You're not only yourself. You think you're yourself. You have a very limited view of who you are. Because this is the guy, you know, your parents have told you who you are. Your society says this is your class. This is how far you're going to get. But it's limiting you at all times. They don't mean to limit you. There's no, so what do they call that? Teoría sinomosias.
Conspiracy.
There's no conspiracy theory, but it's just that you have been limited in terms of what you can be and who you really are. Let's continue with the experiences. You want to, what you're going to share?
The last one that was said by the...
So you want to be a hands-on leader.
Yes.
Knowing the dangers you're going into.
Yes.
You choose
Probably
to
not.
be a living example for your teammates. Is that it?
Yes.
Okay.
I think that this is the most effective way to lead day in a business. And
that's right, because we're not stupid anymore. It used to be okay when there was some guy, he had all the education and the rest were, lower squires. But today everybody has there's a general level, there's more of an equality, and that's why we have these academy companies, as I was saying in the beginning. Good graduates want to go to good companies, and they're not going to be taken to be treated badly. They're not going to take it because they have other options. So if you want to keep your good people, which is the most difficult thing, you want to keep the good people in your company, you have to treat them with respect. You have to be a living example. And then they'll go through thick and thin with you, as they say. You regretted maybe some things.
Yes, sometimes.
Or you said, if I had handled it differently.
Yeah. But anyway, it doesn't have to be. I think it's very important.
It's learning.
Just to step back, to see it.
Step back, see it from the outside. You can see the glass half empty and half full. Who's right? The guy who sees the glass half empty or half full? Who's the right guy? But you know what? The guy who's really smart is the guy who can see that the glass is both half empty and half full, not just this or the other. Because if you see it always half full, you're going to be like the super optimist, you're in your own world. You see it half empty, you're the depressed, negative naysayer. The smart guy is the guy who's on the outside and says, well, it's like this and it's like that. The thing is, our brain is wired in such a way that we're usually either or solutions. And now we're facing a time where we can say, my God, we can have integrated thought. It's not black or white. It can actually, can you sustain the thought of it being both black and white? That will be a leap in our own evolution.
It's a little bit schizophrenic.
It's integrated. Yeah, it's another level. It's another level.
Computers are multitasking. I mean, why can't we be? Maybe there is some potential there.
I think we are far more advanced than computers. Well, we are programmable. We can program our thinking, that's for sure. That's another seminar. I do neuro-linguistic programming.
Deprogram and reprogram.
Reprogram positive thoughts and those kind of things. But the thing is, we are moving away from linear thinking, which is either or. Now I say, let's integrate. Let's find solutions that are above it. Because really, when you look at it, you have to rise to another level to see the solution as simple. When you find a solution to a problem, then you think, my God, it was so simple. But you have to have come up with that. You have to have made that leap. And that leap is not going to happen through the logical mind. It's going to happen through your intuitive mind, combined with the logical, basis. Did you come up with something you want to use? It can't be the same as the others. Find something new.
I think that all these theories can be implemented.
If you're closed and you're fear-based.
If you are, that's it.
That's right. Hard, what do they say, stubborn-minded. You know what the main issue is? The main issue is always ego. Ego is what is standing between you and the solution. Or you and a win-win solution. It's ego. Let's face it, the core issue for a leader and for a person in general is, I'm right, you're wrong. My way is the only way.
My way or the highway.
My way or the highway. You know, and this is why the leader, he can't have this ego. It's different to have a sense of self-esteem and self-confidence. I didn't say to, castrate your sense of self-esteem and self-confidence and pride. But ego is going to always be an obstacle between you and the solution. And unless you're able to manage that ego, i.e. self-leadership, you will be a slave to that ego. So make sure that you don't confuse your identity with your ego. If someone bruises your ego and you go reacting, that means that your emotional intelligence is that of a dog. You bite me, I bite you back. We're back to jungle level. So what is the difference between a human being and all these other animals, which are usually on 4 feet? Why are most animals are on 4 feet, but the human being is standing up? Anthropos means looking up. We can look up, we can look above it, above the game. We have the ability, but as I saw recently with Will Smith in that I, Robot film, the robot has artificial intelligence, and Will Smith was trying to tell him the difference between him and this robot, and he said,
the world distracted or something?
the robots want to take over. It's based on Asimov's book. And Will Smith says, you can't paint a masterpiece, you can't play Mozart on the piano. And the robot turned around and said, can you? Something like, you remember that scene? So we are human beings, but to claim your real position as a human being, it needs work. Because the pull on the lower instincts is very strong. Millions of years of evolution. So it's up to you, me, each one individually, to be a human being and to claim that human beingness, to claim that humanity. You don't just get it because you were born human. You have to claim it, name it and claim it.
And learn it.
And just exercise it. And then slowly that will spread, like we said about that light that spread in ancient Greek times. Then you can, because if people see living examples of leaders, then that will empower them to say, my God, it's true, he's a living example. This is a leader I can follow and I can also become. You have to be that example, as others have been for you examples. Any questions, comments?
Καλύφθηκες πλέον.
Yes.
Έχεις καλυφθεί.
I was covered.
Good. Okay, then I want to thank you very much for listening. Που με υποστήκατε που λέμε. Με τις θεωρίες, αλλά είναι και πρακτικά, πραγματικά. Το βλέπουμε.